Clerks 2 to me was a really good movie that I enjoyed throughout 2006. Yes. It's kind of sad to me that was the best Geek movie to me because I didn't feel that this year was very strong with the sci-fi or comic adaptation.
Yeah, same here. That's why it took me a little bit difficult for the question.
The movie that I'm most anticipating, I gotta be honest, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. First off, ninjas are cool. I've always loved ninjas, but I was really impressed by the CGI graphics that they used for the for the trailer.
Okay, the one thing I have that I'm worried about is the rating on it. Okay, if they decide to make, they haven't released a rating on it yet.
No,
and that's the problem. That's one problem I have is if they go for G rating,
they can't go for G rating.
Why not?
Oh, well, because they're going to kill people. In the version I'm making. I understand what you're saying, but I mean, like,
unfortunately, right now, the most a lot of the fans for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are us. But whoever's behind making it could be thinking about the demographics of like the most recent cartoon on Channel 5, with like a bunch of who watches that, a bunch of 8 or 9-year-olds, you know. So I could see them going for a G-rated. Just so they don't lose that audience, they don't lose that demographic.
I could see them going for the G rating, but if you really think about it, ninjas are silent assassins. Assassins are people who kill.
True, but
There's
again,
a lot of weapon fighting.
No kidding, but still, that was the same way for the cartoon, and that's still a cartoon for kids. The ninjas are the title, so that's a cartoon for kids. So, and they're basing this off that. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know which adaptation or which.
I think this is going more towards the
original Eastman and Laird look. That's what I'm hoping as well. But my biggest fear again is like if they go for that kiddie orientated. Because I mean, again, in the trailer looked amazing. But again, you had Michelangelo at the end being the clown, which again I know that's his character. But if they do that and they make it more cartoony, more silly, more Looney Tunes, that's going to totally ruin the movie.
Yeah, the trailer is very like. It's on both sides because at the beginning there were a lot more stealthy and more like actual ninjas hopping and stuff than they've ever been.
What I find more worried about looking at the trailer, and I enjoyed the trailer. It was great. I even have it on my MySpace page just to have it on there. But the problem that I saw with it is like the CGI looks great for the turtles. I'm just wondering how they're going to look for the humans. Because you know, monsters and creatures, you could get away with stuff on CGI, but they only show the cop car, they didn't show the cops. So I'm kind of worried about how they're going to look on that. But who knows? I mean, I'm still looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, my other problem is I happen to believe that was called the religious groups or people who want to make movies more decent can go a little bit crazy. I found out this. I find this a little interesting. The last Herbie movie with Lindsay Lohan, they had to digitally give her a breast reduction. Because apparently she's jumping around and applauding in certain scenes and running stuff, and she's wearing a tight t-shirt. Apparently some mother found that offensive. So they had to digitally go in and reduce her breast, raise up her shirt lines and stuff like that, because somebody said no. That's the kind of stuff that scares me with the Turtle movie, like he says. I have hopes that because Eastman and Laird, actually, I think it's just Eastman.
Laird sold out his part to Eastman, I believe. Or vice versa. One of them sold out there.
See, they sold it to Roblox, whoever.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they have having more influence on this one, so I think it's going to be more true to the original story.
And the opposite spectrum from what you said about Herbie, I was watching Transformers, the original movie, 1985 version. I got the DVD and was watching it. They gave that a PG rating. They wanted to give that a PG rating because of all the action that was going in there. And if anyone who's actually seen the movie recently, the expletive with Spike, when Unicron comes and destroys the moon, and he goes, "Oh shit, what are we going to do now?" What I found out was basically that was planned. They wanted to have this be an adult cartoon. They wanted to get a more mature audience for this. Because back in 1985, anything that was rated G, they only showed a 12 o'clock showing to like 4 o'clock showing. And they didn't show any nighttime showings for anything that was rated G. So they wanted to go for that demographic. So nowadays, a movie like that, I don't know if it would work because of all these religious groups and all these parent groups and all this stuff against violence on TV, against violence with cartoons, you know. Animes right now are starting to get out there, but again, when they're coming to America, they water them down so much. I mean, anyone here who's ever seen like, what was it, not even Naruto, but there's another one that I'm trying to think of, like Dragon Ball Z, there we go.
Yes.
The original Dragon Ball Z was really violent and offensive, and the end credits, one of the characters is picking up dead bodies while he's walking through the, like some field. But when it came to America, again, they had to edit out all that stuff, and that's why it takes like 4 episodes for one fight scene.
One thing I appreciated about Cartoon Network was when they first started showing Gundam Wing, they had like a 4 o'clock showing, which had everything cut out, and they had like an 11 o'clock showing with everything in there.
Yeah. Again, that's great because then they had a outlet for that, and there are fans who truly enjoy this stuff like that. But again, it comes back to the whole thing with Turtles, where like I'm afraid that the religious groups and the Bible Belt's going to get their hands onto this. And it's like, no, cute cuddly cartoons, they have to be all friendly and stuff.
Here's the funny thing: if you ever watch cartoons carefully, you can kill anything as long as it's not a human. They killed a lot of robots. Transformers is a perfect example.
Okay.
Dinosaurs. You watch the movie Dinosaurs? After race, it's just killed off in the first few seconds. But you see in people, you're seeing dead dinosaurs. All Disney movies, somebody dies.
I'm not laughing at the death of all the dinosaurs. I'm laughing at the cameraman trying to get a piece of bread to eat while we're talking.
That's right, pan down.
Cameraman is starving. Cameraman is starving while we're eating.
And this is why he needs an assistant.
There we go.
But I mean, don't a lot of kids find the death of Danny's mother more traumatic than...
Well, that's because
It doesn't compare to how I'm dying, alright? Hold on, wait a minute. What are you watching?
Honestly, I cried when Optimus came back.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes.
Why?
Because I was a kid and I was a geek and... What?
What was?
Was a kid? No.
Tears
I'd cry again.
If you saw it today, I got the TV.
I cry when the Enterprise crashed into the planet.
Or maybe I just hated Rodimus that much. I don't know.
Well, you know what it is? We go back to Transformers. Like the whole thing that I didn't like about when they turned it to like after the movie came out was the whole new line with Cybertron cars and stuff like that. They made Grimlock a dork. They made him like the pet. They brought Wheelie in, who was like the Jar Jar Binks of the Transformers. And it's, in the first season of Transformers, I know you can back this up, the Dinobots were the most fierce and like, they could kick the Autobots' ass.
They had to be put onto their own
Island,
just so they can function without destroying everything.
After the movie, Dinobot is wearing a goddamn apron and serving martinis to like, I am not even kidding, there's an episode where he is serving martinis to some intergalactic like fundraiser and shit like that. They went away from like how raw and how like offensive and how like much this war between Autobots and Decepticons had like strung them out on both sides. It's pretty fucking funny, but still, I mean, it's like they took away.
They took a war and they water it down, and it's not as important as it should
exactly.
be.
Yeah. The whole thing about Transformers was basically the war between Autobots and Decepticons, and basically they said, "Fuck that, let's see Dinobot in an apron," or yeah.
But at least there were intergalactic martinis.
And that's what you mean.
It was a war about energy, and then they water it down to make it seem like it wasn't that big a deal.
A war about energy.
A war about energy and fuel, and it's watered down.
Anyways, I tell you.
I tell you, we're waiting for their times.
Anyway.
So you think George Jr. was just sitting there watching this cartoon and said, "Dad, I know what you got to do."
It was 85, so
Maybe like 40 then?
Then he probably was watching the GoBots.
No one watched the GoBots.
No,
the Kmart Transformers. Alright.
I tried GoBots.